Okay, so yeah, that light and this light. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Hey, hi, how are you?
Where have you been?
Yes, I know it's once again been over a week again, and yeah, I'm just finally showing up. So sorry about that. I seem to be begging forgiveness lots these days, aren't I? Once again, sorry. It's just been a busy time. But let's get on with it. Q&A session. And these are questions that are brought through the comments on this channel. Some are from different social media like LinkedIn or Facebook. And some I just get asked. And I thought, what the heck, I might as well just add them in as another Q&A. So, yeah, from various sources. But let's start with the first one. And in the comments, and it was brought to us, and I apologize once again if I mispronounce names. My apologies, very sorry. But anyway, Mohib8304, he asks, what's the difference in the meaning of estimate and evaluate? And excellent question. Often get used out of context in safety. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Oxford or Webster's definitions. You can go look those up if you want. Google them. But estimate is where you're using your best guess based on your judgment and your experience on the quantification of something, how much something is. Like you may look at an object and go, hey, that weighs 50 pounds or 22 and a half kilograms maybe, I guess. I don't know. And that's your estimate. It's your best guess estimate based on your skill, experience, judgment. Now, evaluate is where you are going to employ some processes so that you can have a good quantification by definitive standards. So with that object, you may go and you may lift it up and you may say, hey, that weighs 50 pounds. Now, better than just looking at it and estimating, but once again, it's just anecdotal. So to properly evaluate it, you're likely going to bring a scale over and have that object placed on the scale, get a good reading, and that's going to evaluate by assessing it using measurement methodology and predetermined standards. So you can estimate risk, but once you further assess it, then you're evaluating risk properly. As another context. Did that answer your question? I hope so. Now, the next one comes from Mohammed Canada 5390. He says, thank you, sir, for all of the information. I want to change my career, and I've been thinking about health and safety for almost 2 years, watching videos and searching. He's scared on how to start and where to start. He says he lives in Ontario and he wants the advice. Well, let's base this on a few different principles, a few different lines of thought, shall we? And so, first thing you might want to look at is what does your organization require? Some organizations don't know what they require. Some of them have a level that they want as far as safety professionals go. They may want certification like mine, a CRSP, or they might want, like here in Alberta, a lot of them look for an NCSO. And I'll talk more about certifications in a sec, so hang around, don't run away. So look at it that way and look at their needs. If you have safety professionals that work already in your organization or that you know in neighboring organizations or in your close community and proximity, lean on them, leverage them, and ask them what their thoughts are. Some may offer you, and like I would say, it's a really good career. It really is. However, watch this one, is that when financial crunches come, often we're the first to go. So I'll just leave you with that. Now, the other thing is, if you're wondering where to start, get involved with safety in your organization. In Canada, every worker has 3 rights. We have the right to know about the hazards associated with the tasks that we're going to be performing. We have the right to refuse dangerous work, based on the first principle. And then we have the right to meaningful participation in the health and safety activities of the workplace. So under that last one falls the Health and Safety Committee. Sit in on a few meetings and get the idea of what the Health and Safety Committee is and what they do. Or jump in with both feet and become a member. I mean, heaven knows that organizations do have difficulty in a lot of cases filling Health and Safety Committee membership. And then you can take advantage of usually some free training because every jurisdiction in Canada has mandatory required training for Health and Safety Committee members. And it gives you that immersion into health and safety for you to better make that decision. And finally, the last thing I would say is decide where you want to be. And yes, there's a risk in every change you're going to make. There always is. And then you can plan out your career path and whether you want, and your learning pathways. Like, do you want to obtain certification? What do you want to do? And I will talk about certification in just a bit. But that's where I would start. I would start talking to people and explore what my organization needs or other organizations, job postings, etc. And then make the decision to join the Health and Safety Committee and get that immersion into health and safety first. Next question. It comes to me a lot of times as a snarky comment or whatever, not necessarily on YouTube. I don't think I've had a problem that way. Maybe, can't remember. But the question is, do you still use a notebook? And the answer is yes. Like, I have notebooks for everything. I honestly like the tactile feel of a pen on paper. I have a Moleskine. I still pack it when I do investigations or anything. I pack it in my pocket with a pen. However, I'm using notebooks less and less these days for safety purposes. And this is a good segue to the sponsor of today's video. The sponsor of today's video is Site Report Builder. It's a versatile web-based software app that harnesses the power of AI to write reports, industry-based reports. Using nothing more than your phone, you can record clips the same way that you would jot down points in a notebook or on a checklist. You see something you'd normally note, shoot a quick video narrating what the point is. Then drag the videos into sitereportbuilder.com and let the AI do the rest. The AI analyzes the clips, then provides a generated report that you can further tweak and edit afterwards, but only if you want to. To be honest and truthful, I didn't have to do too much when I was writing my reports. And yes, you can try it before you buy it. All new users get 30 bonus credits, equivalent to about half an hour of transcription, or if your videos are no more than 30 minutes, 30 videos. During this trial, you'll have access to all of the Site Report Builder features. No watermarks, no hidden hooks, just an honest-to-goodness free trial. But once your credits are used up, you don't have access to anything but your existing reports. However, all you have to do is upgrade to one of the paid plans in your back-end business. Start with a basic plan and then scale up as needed. Now, Site Report Builder has also done our Provoking Safety community a big favor. The first 100 users that subscribe to the service get a discount of 25% for the first 6 months using the coupon code KEVIN25. That's KEVIN 25. All other users receive a 10% discount for life using the coupon code KEVIN, KEVIN. So check the description in this video for links and more information. Anyway, back to the video. And I should also add that yes, I do get a small commission based on your purchases and subscriptions, but it's no extra burden to you. The price you see on the website is the price everyone pays. However, using those coupon codes that you'll find in the description of this video, you can get a discount. Anyway, next question is, and it sort of goes to Mohammed's question, is do I really need safety certification? Well, the answer's no, yes, maybe. It's a difficult one. And whereas some people will say, yes, absolutely, you need safety certification. I would argue that because I work with some fantastic safety professionals who have no certification whatsoever, and they are extremely brilliant in their field and answer questions just like that. And the right answer, too. And so, do you need certification? I think what you need to do is explore it a few different ways. Number one is have a look at what your organization needs, or organizations that you want to work for, looking at job postings, etc. Because when they say things like CRSP preferred or NCSO or CSO preferred, that means if you have that designation, that designation or certification, you're likely going to move up through the shortlist process easier. On that note, though, it helps you to plan out your career path and your learning path whatsoever. And realistically, make that determination in your industry or your industry sector. Is it required for credibility? And honestly, a lot of times organizations want to see someone with letters behind their name. Industry sectors feel it's an absolute necessity. I applied for a job once, and I have a CRSP. I have a Canadian Registered Safety Professional certification. And the person wanted to know why I didn't have an NCSO. And honestly, I'm not going to get down to it. In fact, if you want to know the difference and want to know more about safety certifications, let me know in the comments, and I'll consider doing a video on it. Somebody's asked once, but it would be a long video, so let me know. And if I get enough response, yeah, maybe I'll do a video on it. But realistically, it's going to be, what does your organization want? What's your learning pathway? What is you want to do? I'm a lifelong learner. I don't mind attaining different certifications. And, but once again, it's going to be determined on what you want and what you see is a necessity and what your organization and the market needs. So there you go. Like I said, long answer, and there's no real definitive one for it. Okay, the next one. This is brought to us by Sora Budapade. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I really do. Sora Budapade 9366. He said, "Sir, could you make a video on the difference between immediate cause, underlying cause, and root cause with an example?" Why don't I just use this video? I'll use just a simple scenario as an explanation. So first off, don't necessarily, with the exception of root cause, don't get keyed up by terminology. A lot of times, different groups and certifying bodies look at immediate cause and direct cause as the same thing. Underlying cause and indirect cause is the same thing. Root cause is root cause. Keep in mind also too is you may have one or two or progressive underlying causes. There's an underlying cause and there's an underlying cause to the underlying cause before the root cause. Either way, you explore them by asking why. Why was that present? Why was that in the environment? So let's use the scenario of a vendor coming in to a structure, a building, and tripping on the entranceway carpet. Okay? And so the loss is they fell. Okay? Whether it is they injured themselves, damaged the goods they were carrying, or they just lost time. Either way, there's always a loss. Okay? So why did that loss occur? And that's going to bring you to the immediate cause or the direct cause. Well, they tripped over a rolled up corner of the carpet. The carpet was in poor repair. Well, why did they trip over that carpet? Well, it was in poor repair. Corners were turned up. Okay, why was it in poor repair? Well, nobody changed it out. Why didn't anybody change it out? We don't have a preventive maintenance program. Root cause. No preventive maintenance program. So, at that point, what you're going to do is you're going to work back along the same path. And you're going to say, okay, if we put a preventive maintenance program in, well, if we did that, then we would have someone that is tasked with inspecting those carpets and changing them out. Then if we were inspecting those carpets and changing them out, that means we would have had a carpet there that had no tripping hazards present. If there were no tripping hazards present, that person wouldn't have fell. There you go. So once again, intermediate cause or direct cause is going to be that catalyst, that thing that caused the loss to occur. Underlying causes or indirect causes are the personal and job factors that are present in the environment that allowed for the development of the direct cause or immediate cause. And then finally, root cause is that thing that is there at the root of everything that caused all of it to happen. I hope that answered your question. Yet another 5 whys exercise. Let me know in the comments below if it did or didn't. Okay? Now, this sort of segues into the next question because it could also be used as one of those pathways. Is a hazard report the same as a hazard assessment? I often get asked it by organizations preparing for CORE, etc., and the answer is no. Okay, hazard report is basically saying, hey, there's a dangerous situation or thing here that has the possibility of hurting someone. Hazard report. If we have a situation, condition, or thing that is present in the working environment where contact with or exposure to is going to possibly hurt someone, that's a hazard report. However, a hazard assessment is considering the situation or condition or thing that's present in the workplace, and then looking at it for the amount of hazard it is, qualifying it, quantifying it, and then applying controls so that work can continue safely. That's a hazard assessment. Now, a hazard report can lead to a hazard assessment, but a hazard assessment won't lead to a hazard report. It's like an elephant and fleas. Okay? So, does that answer your question? Does that make sense with that? Okay? And then this last one, don't run away yet. Got something else to talk about. This last one is by Pascal Arnero, and it was brought to me from Facebook. And he said, "Sir, I'm wondering what the difference is between health and safety management system and a safety program." And good question. I get asked that one frequently as well. Thought I've done a video on it, but maybe not. Anyway, a safety program is basically this. It is identifying duties and tasks that need to be performed, and then providing guidance and direction on how to perform those duties and tasks safely using controls. Now, a safety program could also be a collection of those documents. You could have a safety program that has how to set up your desk ergonomically correctly, how to report and investigate incidents, how to work in a confined space, how to work at heights safely, how to use ladders safely, how to do inspections, etc. All of those could be compiled into a safety program. Each one of those could be safety programs compiled into a safety program. Get the idea? That identifying duties and tasks and providing guidance and direction, how to use controls to perform those tasks safely. A safety management system is the interactivity of the different systems within the organization so that the organization's workers can meet the organization's goals in a healthy and safe manner. Okay? And yes, that's a Kevin-based definition. There might be better ones out there. So, for instance, you can have human resources will be responsible often for new worker orientation, progressive and performance management of workers, especially if they're not following safety procedures properly. Could be responsible for monitoring education and training in regard to safety. So that would be the human resources management systems. Facilities or operation management systems would be responsible for doing things like preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, or even maybe providing assistance in correcting those corrective actions or performing those corrective actions. And then you might have, say for instance, finance will be responsible for monitoring workers' compensation payments or insurance payments, etc. So all of that is interactivity, and those systems interacting together are what help the organization's workers meet the organization's goals in a healthy and safe manner. So once again, there's the difference. Now, I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, there we go. Now, just a final bit of update. I should have likely have had day 45 of being a basement refugee. It seems I've been down here forever. And it's going to be a while yet because we're still getting drywall done, and I can do the walls, but you know what? I really don't have time. I have a job and a bunch of other things. So hiring workers to do that, hiring workers to replace all of the windows. So we're getting lots of renovations done. So it's going to be a confusing time. I'll do my best to keep everything up, but it also provides me the opportunity to monitor some other workers and make sure that they're doing their tasks safely. Anyway, there you go. And that's part of what safety leadership is, right? It's promoting safety, provoking safety. It's also doing that right thing in the right place at the right time, regardless of who's watching, because it's the right thing to do. So wherever you are, be that safety leader, provoke safety, do that right thing, and work safely, wherever you are. Okay? Take care. Bye for now.